I'm Sushma. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the session. Yeah, we'll just get into the presentation. First we'll see what exactly is this software about, PVSys. So this is extensively useful for study, sizing, and analysis of the complete PV system.
1 minute, Sushma. I make the screen big. Actually, you make this this one. Okay, yeah, run this. Okay.
Yes. Now is it fine, sir?
Yes, good.
Oh, yeah. Next, it will deal with the grid connected. We can simulate the grid connected systems standalone as well as PV pumping systems. This PV system has many databases included. It has the Meteo data, extensive Meteo data available, and the component databases are also available. And then the software is there to the needs of architects, engineers, researchers. It's very helpful for them, as well as educational training. Next, the software is developed by Mr. Dr. Andrew Marmot and the team from University of Geneva. In the latest version, as said, it is PVSys 7.1, and trial or demo mode is available for 30 days. But the subscription will cost you about 75,000 plus. And a whole range of features including PVSys like 3D tools for shading analysis and solar geometry toolbox and Meteo database. And even if you don't find the Meteo data for the location, you can also give the location details and download the data. And PV system design, sizing, and operational behavior. These can be sizing and resizing precisely. Designing, we can precisely do the calculate, do these things. And then simulation will be performed for the whole year in early steps, and the complete report will be available. So let's just start. When first we install and get into the PVSys, the first contact with PVSys, you will see this dialog box with project design and simulation. The other one, recent projects and documentation. With the project design, it is the main part of the software. You can do the complete designing and sizing here. And then recent projects, it will allow whatever, it will show all the recent projects we have done. And the documentation, there is a very good explanation of all the about the software, PDF tutorials and videos are available. Next, let us start with a small example. Let us consider a grid connected PV system with 15 kilowatt capacity ground mounted project. Now let's go with the grid connect. Click on the grid connected. We go with grid connected project. Then let us give a name for this project, and then we give the site data, site location details. So we can click here, or we can go to the site here at the toolbar. Then we'll find, in the project here in the project box, we can save and we can load the location details. And then if you see in this dialog box, you can see the variant. PVSys allows you to simulate different variants for one project. So this main project this is the central object to construct different variants. So we give the general site data and the Meteo data and some general parameters regarding the location. So in PVSys, the file name is saved with an extension of .prj, and the variant it contains all the details about panels, inverters, and the designing, like sizing, the number of panels and number of inverters, and geometrical layout, shadings, other electrical connections, etc. PVSys allows up to 936 variants. You can create up to 936 variants in PVSys. And yeah, now in the project dashboard, we can click on the new project and define the project's name, and then go with site and Meteo. There is a built-in database in PVSys which holds around 2,550 sites from Meteo now. Else, we can also define our own location, giving all the details: latitude, longitude, altitude, time zone, everything. So yeah, let us consider the Bangalore location, and yeah, this gives the lat longs and other details. It will also import. Let us import. If we import, it will give the meteo data. You can see here. You can see the GHI and diffused radiation, temperature, wind velocity, and other details here. And also there is an interactive map. We can you can check the location. Even we can select the location through the map as well and import the data. Next, we go with the project settings. In the dialog, you can see the dialog box. It will give access to common project parameters like albedo values, design conditions, limitations, and interface preferences. Like albedo is the it is a fraction of global incident radiation reflected by the ground. So usually some default values are set in PVSys. Uh, if you know the values, we can give manually as well. And the design condition, these are actually very important. This will decide on the maximum array voltage in any like typical climatic conditions. So we have to enter the lower temperature limit of that location. It is site dependent. And then let us go to the variant. So now here we find the dialog box. In the dialog box, we find the orientation and system details. So let us give the orientation details. And when we click on the orientation, you can see the dialog box. It's let us say this one we are designing for a fixed tilted plane. Actually, PVSys supports many orientation, like it will simulate for fixed tilted plane, tracking. So many are available, and like here we supply the values. What is the plane tilt? What is the tilt of our module, and what is the azimuth of the module? And yeah, then now after the orientation, now we go with the system details. So yeah, when we click on the system details, we can find this dialog box. Now we can, in the pre-sizing help, we can enter the planned power. So we thought it is a 15 kilowatt plant. So let us enter, we'll enter the planned power. Usually as a rule of thumb, in solar, for 1 kilowatt, they take about, it takes about 10 square meter of land. So we can enter either way. So let's just select the PV module. We can select any PV module. In the drop box, we can find the many manufacturers modules, and along when we open it, when we select a module and we open it, we can also find many. When we select one module and open it, you can see all the specifications, like by the manufacturer, like VMP, maximum voltage, maximum current, VOC, ISC, and temperature coefficients, efficiency of the module, and the weight and dimensions of the module. Everything is available. So let us just select a Topson module, And then we can select the 250 watt peak module, and then let's go to select the inverter. Let's go and select the inverter, and here I have selected um, a co-energy inverter for 15 kilowatt. Let us take three inverters, 4 kilowatt each, and then we can design the, as said, inverters also. Many companies inverters are available, many manufacturers are available. Depending on the ratings we want, we can check it out, and then now we can design the array. So number of modules in series and number of such strings, so we can design it. We can give the we can give the number, or we can default it will be available. Once we find no errors in that box, we can proceed. Then go to horizon, or it is a far shading. So horizon, like it is a far shading profile. We can define it. Either we can define it manually, or PVSys uh, allows us to use download it from some softwares like Suneye, Carnival, or Horizon, etc. And uh, usually this horizon is defined when the distance of the shading object is like more than 10 times the PV system size. So yeah, and many instruments are also available. We can take the instrument to the location, and we can also draw like some solar pathfinder. We can take it to the location, we can draw the horizontal line, and we can upload the values also manually. And then or else, if this is a small project, so I have cleared the horizon, and let's proceed with the clear horizon. This one you can see the clear horizon profile, and this is the sun position uh, diagram, sun position diagram with the sun's height and sun azimuth for the location. And now near shadings, let's go to near shadings. So here we can construct the clear 3D scene of the system. So let's go to construction perspective, and then here it opens a 3D scene. You can see it. Now, as it is a simple ground mount installation, let's create an array of sun shields. So I have taken a three sun shields, three sheds of PV for PV installation. So here we give the details like what will be the number of sheds, and what is the shed tilt. Usually, as a rule of thumb in solar, we take it as a location latitude as the tilt, and what is the shed to shed slope and baseline slope. If it is a slanting roof, we can give the baseline slope as a roof angle with the horizontal, and the pitch gives the distance between each shed, so that we get a minimum shading among them. And the misaligned, if there is any misaligned between each shed, we can enter it, and then we can adjust the area, like sensitive PV area. We have to give the width and length of the each shed, so that it will match with the required area. Total area should match with the required area, and then we'll have to partition these sheds. Uh, each like each shed, we know the dimensions of the module. So I have taken in each shed 20 modules connected in series. Each shed contains 20 modules. They are in a portrait format. You can see here. So 20 modules go into one inverter. So now once we click on the partition bar, this one happens, and we give the string size, and then how many strings we have. Yeah, next. Now we can save this scene, and then you can see a dialog box. do you want to compute the shading factor table? Once we compute the shading factor table, it will calculate the shading factor for all the positions on the sky seen by the PV plane. Now compute the table and perform the simulation. Once you find all the all the parameters in variant in green color, if everything is fine without any errors, we can go for simulation. Now in this near shading, we can go with two options. We can go with two variants. One is linear shadings and the other one is according to module strings. In linear shadings, it will take into account of only the irradiance effect, and in electric detailed according to module strings, it will take the electrical effects as well. You can see the table, shade factor table, and then we can check the detailed losses. So PVsyst, it contains the following tabs for these losses: the thermal parameters, ohmic losses, mismatch losses or module quality losses, soiling losses, incidence angle modifier losses, auxiliaries, aging, unavailability, spectral correction. Most of these losses, PVsyst provides the default values, but if we know the exact values, we can enter them. So let us press on detailed losses. Then first let us check the thermal losses. So it gives the thermal behavior. So definitely there will be thermal losses in the system, because we receive two kind it has to maintain the thermal balance. So some of the energy, total energy taken by the PV module, it will be some of it is converted into electrical, and some of it is lost as a thermal losses. So PVsyst will calculate the instantaneous operating temperature, and this will be used in modeling the PV modules. We can check the loss factor and wind loss factor, and then wiring losses. This is nothing but the I square R losses, and default values are also available, but we can define them. Depending on the project, we can define them if we know the values. And this module quality loss, this is like usually if we see the module, its ratings are given under standard test conditions, but actually during operation, this won't be the case. Like this won't be the exact output what they specify in the spec sheet. So to match it, so we include this. Usually this one is included, module quality loss. So a default value is also available, or we can give our own calculated values. And then light induced degradation. So this happens, light induced degradation, this happens mostly in crystalline silicon modules. So initial hours, first after installation of these modules, after starting the system, initial hours this loss happens, and there are some default values available. And then mismatch losses, like these losses occur because if an array the modules in an array do not have the same IV characteristics. Sometimes they are of different manufacturers, or sometimes different batch production kind of modules will be installed. So these mismatch losses will be considered, and it can be zero if the modules are well sorted. And soiling losses, this is the soiling means like accumulation of snow, dirt, pollen, bird droppings on the panels. So once cleaning is done properly, regularly, soiling losses can be neglected. And then auxiliaries, it is the energy used for managing the system, like the ACs, fans, and lights, and other security kind of equipment. So for them we use the energy, so that will be calculated. And then aging, this is the degradation loss. Usually every manufacturer will give 20% of degradation loss after 25 years of usage, or we can specify it. Incidence angle modifier losses, and this loss happens like all the time. We don't get the solar radiation falling on the module in a perpendicular angle. So most of the time it takes another angle. So this makes uh, most of the radiation reflected, or only some of it is absorbed. So this accounts to incidence angle modifier losses. And then unavailability of the system, and this loss has only a statistical meaning, because sometimes we will shut down the system, or so there will be some maintenance stops in the production. So we can give 1 year once in a year maintenance shutdown kind of thing. So we can enter the date and what is the duration of our unavailability periods, and we can calculate. Yeah. And then after all these settings, we go with the simulation. Finally, when all the variant parameters are green, we can run the simulation. You can see the progress bar. It will be calculating and then it will be indicated the results dialog. You can see the main information. Once we click on the report, we get the complete report. Now analyzing the report. In the first page of the report, we see all the simulation details, like what are the input details, like location data, meteor data, and what are the system data, and shading, and array configuration, loss parameters, etc. And now in the second page, we find the shading scene that we have created, and in the third, and also the shading scene curves we can see. And then the third page, we here it is given the main simulation results. So yeah, our 15 kilowatt project will ground mount project will generate about 25.73 megawatt hour per year. It will also give the performance ratio and the specific production, along with the every monthly graphs are provided, and monthly, you can see the table here. It will give all the details like GHA, global horizontal radiation, diffused radiation, ambient temperature, and DNI, direct normal radiation, and the amount of energy transported to grid, and the performance ratio monthly wise. And then the fourth page, it will give the graphs like daily input versus output, and the distribution of the power. And then fifth page, it will give a system arrow loss diagram. This will indicate the quality of the system, and it will indicate the sizing errors if exist. Yeah, and this report can also be printed or copied, and we can save the simulation, and we can create many variants, like we can change the tilt, or we can change the azimuth or pitch, and we can optimize these parameters for a maximum output. And we can also compare the results. So yeah, here you can see the report, PV6 report.